Today I'm going to be dealing with leftovers and interesting things that you can do with them to create fantastic, tasty, delicious food right in your kitchen. So what I've got over here, some leftover butter chicken. I've also got some rice, some onions, coriander, some spices, and of course some milk and saffron to infuse and pour over the top. Heat up some refined oil. Once that's hot, we can get down to frying and browning those onions. In the meantime, on my burner on this side, we're going to start heating up that chicken. Really important that you heat through any leftovers properly, completely, okay, to kill off any kind of toxin that may have crept into it, yeah, when it's cooling. Couple of teaspoons of that hot refined oil and a little bit of butter. 2 to 3 cloves. 4 to 5 beautiful aromatic green cardamoms and a little bit of mace or javitri, perfect in any rice-based dish. So I'm just going to lightly saute the spices, get them to release their natural aroma. Now into this I'm going to add our leftover chicken. So a couple of nice pieces. Now this is butter chicken, so what we're going to really get is a butter chicken biryani. So I'm just going to turn up the heat now and cover our butter chicken, right? Just bring it up to a boil. While that's happening, let's get down to frying our onions. While that's happening, let's chop up some apples for this very simple yet apt dessert, okay, that we're going to serve with this biryani. So a couple of apples, nice and crunchy. What I want to do is simply chop them. Okay, my apples are chopped. Now I'm just going to cover them with water. So our butter chicken has now warmed through beautifully, and there's something about leftovers, you know, they always taste better than food that is freshly cooked. Okay, I'm going to now let it simmer away uncovered. I want to reduce that gravy down a little bit. My onions are now beginning to brown nicely. Onions are looking beautiful, they're done. I'm going to transfer them to our tissue. Next thing we need to do is infuse a little bit of milk with some saffron. So into my pan, a good 300 milliliters of milk. Once that milk heats up, I'm going to add saffron. My chicken is done. Look at that, nice and hot. I've turned up the heat a little bit just to get it all nice and bubbly. Now time to layer our little cheats biryani. So I'm going to start with some of these fried onions. I'm just going to crush them and put them over. A little bit of fresh coriander. Our rice, simply layer it on like so. So a nice layer of rice, and then to finish it, saffron infused milk. Also, when we put this biryani to steam or on dum very briefly, yeah, all of this moisture is going to help bring it all together. Just going to dot it with some butter, fresh coriander, some salt, some fried onion. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to show you a cheats technique for dum. Cover the lid, place fairly heavy object. I've got this glass bowl, and then on top of that I'm putting a little more weight with this salt. My God, it looks like a biryani from space. So while that's happening, let's make our quick apple, rice, dry fruit and muscovado sugar dessert. Into that saffron infused milk, I'm adding my chopped apple. While our milk is heating up, so I've got some lovely red grapes. Just slice them in half. Our milk is fairly warm, we will add a little bit of sugar, a little bit of the cassia, add our dry fruit, turn up the heat and bring it to a boil. If you don't have saffron lying around in your house, you can infuse a sweet like this with cardamom. My quick apple kheer has come to a boil, and as you can see, it has begun to thicken. All of that rice has been coaxed out. Little apple kheer of mine infused with saffron and the goodness of that dry fruit to cool a little bit. And then just to finish it off, some grapes. Oh yes, nice. That biryani has steamed through. The rice is looking nice and fluffed up, which is perfect. Now, let's plate this biryani. So our quick cheats biryani, our butter chicken biryani is looking fantastic.